Hello viewers, I am Justin Marshall, working as an assistant professor, Department of Computer Applications, St. Joseph's College of Arts and Science, Cuddalore. In this video, we are going to see the Unit 2 from RDBMS Entity Relationship Model. So in this part, we are going to see about entity sets, relationship sets, design issues, and mapping constraints. First, what is meant by entity sets? A database can be modeled as a collection of entities. So in last video we could have seen what is meant by entities. Entities is a thing or object which is distinguishable from other objects. So a collection of entities is stored in a database. And next one is relationship among the entities. And the relationship between the two entities or three entities is represented by the relationship. So entities will be having a set of attributes. For example, people have names and their addresses, their contact number, and so on. So these are the attributes of the people entity. An entity set is a set of entities of the same type that share the same properties. So an entity set is nothing but is a collection of entities of the same type that share the same properties of the entity. So example, set of all persons, companies, trees, holidays. So here it's common to all persons. So it is called as entity sets. Example, here we could able to see one table which contains the entities. Two entities are there, customer and loan, and then entity sets. So customer ID, customer name, customer street, customer city, loan amount and number. So two entity sets are there. One is customer and loan. So in the customer we are having customer ID, customer name, customer street and customer city. And in loan we are having, in loan entity we are having loan amount and number. Attributes. So what is mean by attributes? An entity is represented by a set of attributes, that is descriptive attributes possessed by all number of an entity set. An entity is always represented by a set of attributes. For example, customer. So customer is an entity and the attributes of the customer is customer ID, customer name, customer street, customer city. And we are also having another one entity that is called as loan, and the attributes of loan entity is loan number and amount. And domain. What is meant by domain? Domain is nothing but the set of permitted values for each attribute is called as domain. So the permitted values which are allowed to store for each attribute is called as domain. And next we are going to see the attribute types. There are different type of attributes. First one is simple and composite, and second one is single value and multi-value attributes, and then third one is derived attributes. So simple attributes nothing but attribute which contains a single value, and composite attributes will be can be divided into different attributes is called as composite attributes. And single value, it contains only one value, and multiple value will be having more value. For example, multiple value attribute example is phone number. So a person may be having more than one phone numbers, so that is called as multi-valued attributes. And derived attributes is nothing but can be computed from other attributes. So this attribute will be dependent upon the other attribute. For example, age will be depend upon the date of birth attribute. So age is a derived attribute. So these are some of the types of attributes. Right. So here we are seeing what is meant by composite attributes. So composite attributes, nothing but name can be called as an composite attributes. Since it has been divided further, like first name, middle name, last name, as well as address can be also called as a composite attributes, since it can be divided into street, city, state, and postal code. As well as street is an composite attribute, so it can be divided as street number, street name, and apartment number. So attribute which can be divided further is called as composite attribute. And then relationship sets. So first we have seen what is meant by entity and entity sets. Now we are seeing the relationship is between the two entity. Now relationship sets means a relationship is an association among several entities. Okay, for example, Heinz depositor account number. So customer entry having relationship with an account entity by depositing. A relationship set is a mathematical relation among n greater than or equal to two entities, each taken from entity sets. So small e1, e1, e2 up to en. E1 belongs to E1, caps E1, that caps E1 is an entity sets, and E2 belongs to caps E2, and En belongs to caps En, where small en is a relationship and caps E is an entity set. So hence account number 102 belongs to depositor. So it's an example by mathematical relation. Relationship set borrower. So here we are having small table customer and another table loan. So by this diagram we can able to see who what's a loan number for a particular person and what amount have been borrowed from bank. So it has been represented the relationship set of the loan number as well as the customer. An attribute can also be property of relationship. For example, the depositor relationship set between entity sets, customer, and account may have the attributes of access date. So in some circumstances, the relationship set will be having attribute. So it represents the deposited date or the access date from customer entity to account number. And then degree of relationship set. It refers to a number of entity sets that participate in a relationship set. So degree of relationship is nothing but the number of entity sets that participate in a relationship set. And then relationship set that involves two entity sets are binary. So two entity sets involved in a relationship means then it's called as binary or degree of 2. Generally most relationship sets in a database system are binary. It will be having two relations. Relationship sets may involve more than two entity sets. Suppose employee of a bank may have job, that is responsibilities, at multiple branches with different jobs at different branches. Then there is a ternary relationship set between entity sets employee, job, and branch. Relationships between more than two entities are rare. Most relationships are binary. More on this we can able to see it later. Mapping cardinalities. Mapping kernel is used to express a number of entities to which another entity can be associated with a relationship. Most useful in describing the binary relationship sets, mapping kernel will be used. For a binary relationship set, the mapping kernel must be one of the following types. So it can be either the one of the following types, that is one to one, one to many, many to one, many to many. So here in the pictorial representation, A is one to one. So the A part will be having at most one relationship with B. So it's called as one to one. And next in B we can able to see an entity from A is having more relationship with B, so it is called as one to many. So from A entity, A1 is having relationship with B1 as well as B2. So from one to many. So it's representation of one to many. Some elements in A and B may not be mapped to any elements in the other set. And next one is many to one. So here from A entity sets, many are having relationship with one. So it's called as many to one. And finally many to many. So from entity A and B, we may have any number of entity sets. Some elements in A and B may not be mapped to any other elements in other sets. Mapping kernels affect AR diagram. In cases, sometime mapping kernels will affect the AR design. Can make access date in an attribute of an account instead of a relationship attribute if each account can have only one customer. A relationship from account to customer is many to one, or equivalently customer to account is one to many. So the customers may having many to one or equal to from one to many. Next we are going to see about what is ER diagram, how ER diagrams can be drawn to represent the entity relationship. Here the entity customer as well as loan. So these entity sets are represented by rectangle. So always the entities can be represented by rectangle. And next diamond. Diamond represents a relationship set. So in this diagram, borrower is a relationship set between the customer and loan. It is represented by the diamond. And lines link attributes to entity sets and entity sets to relationship. So it gives the association between the entity sets and relationships and from relationship to entity sets. Ellipse represents the attributes. So ellipse is used to represent the attribute. So here customer ID, customer name, customer street, customer city are the attributes of customer, and loan number amount are the attributes of loan entity set. Here customer ID has been underlined, so it's denoted as a primary key. So the attribute which has been underlined will be considered as a primary key attributes. So next we are seeing a ER diagram with composite, multi-value and derived attribute. So here the customer is an entity set. So we have already seen it will be represented by the rectangle, and then we are having customer ID is one of the attribute of customer, and then name. So name has been further divided into several attributes since it is called as composite attribute. So it is divided into first name, middle, last name. It's a representation of composite attribute, as well as address also further divided into street, street number, street name, apartment number, city, state, zip. So it's called as, it is also called as composite attribute. And then multi-value attribute. So multi-value has been represented by a double line of ellipse. So it's phone number. So phone number is the representation of multi-valued. So many people or many customer may be having more than one phone number. So it's represented by double line of ellipse. And next is date of birth. Date of birth is attribute, and we are having age. So age is denoted as a dashed line. So it represents the derived attributes. So age is a derived attribute since it depends upon the date of birth of a customer. So when date of birth change, automatically the age also will be changed. So since the age is depend upon the date of birth, it is called as derived attributes. Relationship sets with attributes. Now we are having customer and their attributes, account and their attributes. Now we are having one relationship set, that is depositor, and in that we are having, we can able to see one attribute. So relationship also sometimes we have the attribute. So here access date. So customer, when he has been deposited account, so that particular date is known as access date. So this is the pictorial representation of a diagram with relationship sets with attributes. Next we are going to see about the roles. Roles entity set of relationship need not be distinct. The label manager and worker are called roles. So here, and all are employees, but they are playing different roles. Some may be playing as a worker, and some may be playing as a having a role as a manager. So we are having an employee entity. So works for. So he may be a worker, and then some may be as a manager. So it indicates the different roles of the particular employee. Roles are indicated in a diagram by labeling the lines that connect diamonds to rectangles. Role labels are optional and are used to clarify the semantics of the relationship. Cardinality constraints. So we are expressing the cardinality constraints by drawing either a directed line, so arrow line, and signifying one, or undirected line signifying many. So to signify a directed line, that is one, and a plain line, that is undirected line, to signify many between the relationship and set and anti-set. Example, one-to-one relationship. A customer is associated with at most one loan through the relationship borrower. A loan is associated with at most one customer via borrower. So in both sides we are having arrow mark, that is directed line. So it is called as, it is denoted as one-to-one relationship. At most we can have one-to-one relationship. So one-to-many. In one-to-many relationship, a loan is associated with at most one customer through a borrower. A customer is associated with several, including zeros loan via borrower. So some customer may not be having borrowed loan from the bank. So here one, and here we are having indirect less, so it's called as one to many. Next one is many to one. So it's just opposite to what we have seen in the earlier slide. So that is one to many. Here it's called as many to one. So here customer in many to one relationship, and as a loan is associated with several including zero customers via borrower. A customer is associated at most one loan via borrower, so it's called as many to one. Many to many, a customer is associated with several possibilities, zero loans via borrower. A loan is associated with several possibilities, zero customers via. So a customer or loan may not be associated with anyone, so it's called as many to many relationship. And then participation of entity in relationship, so it can be a total participation or partial participation. So in total participation indicated by a double line, so here totally the loan has been participated with borrower. Every entity in the entity participates in the at least one relation in the relationship. For example, a participation of loan in borrower is total means every loan must have a customer associated with borrower. So it's called as total participation. And then partial participation, some entities may not be participate in a relationship in the relationship set. So example, participation of customer in borrower is partial, so some may not be participating in loan. Next, alternate notation for cardinalism. So we have here we have seen the direct line and indirect line to represent the total participation or partial participation, or one to one, one to many, or many to one, many to many. Here we are having an alternate notation that cardinal limits can also express participation constraints. So here from customer to borrower, 0 to many. So some customer may not be having borrowed a loan, or many customer will be having many loans, 1 to 1. Here it's at most one loan is borrowed by some customer, and many is not possible here. One is also the higher value also one, so it's 1 to 1 loan is associated to the borrower, that is borrowed by the customer. Thank you.